Hi everyone, I'm so glad to see you here. Today I'm going to show you how to sketch realistically with charcoal as a beginner artist using only 5 basic materials. This is the method which worked out for me personally when I started out as a beginner charcoal artist, and I've ended up with paintings that look like this. So the materials I've used in this video aren't exactly professional or fancy, etc. They're basic materials you can get anywhere. Like most of the materials you'll find it in your house. This is perfect for those who just want to start with charcoal, who want to explore and experiment, and they just need to see how charcoal really is before investing in it. And on this note, let us start right away with the materials you will be needing. This is going to be completely your preference, but what I like to use is a really smooth paper. So for this video I'm going to use a normal sketchbook, and the sketchbooks which I have right now are, this is a Yuva, this is a Navneet sketchbook, and I've just sketched this charcoal, this charcoal sketch in it. And it is perfectly fine for charcoal. Honestly, it is extremely cheap. It's for like 90 rupees. For this video, I'm going to be using this Sketcho book from Anupam, and it's the same thing basically. I just did not want to sketch on this big of a sketchbook because I honestly do not have the patience or the memory on my phone to record the entire thing. But yeah, I did a sketch in a very small notebook, and that is perfectly fine for me. If you're someone who enjoys a bigger grain or a texture in your sketches, then you are free to go ahead and use a sketchbook which has a lot of grain in it, which has bigger grains in it. But I like a really smooth finish, so I have used a normal paper. Even copier paper would do. Honestly, anything is an amazing surface if you like the texture of it enough. I've been using the same eraser for the last 6 years, and this is a kneadable eraser, which is I can mold it into any shape and it will just stay like that, and it is amazing honestly. But this is kind of costly. It is for I think it's for 125 rupees. What I can do with this is I can roll this into a point.
Bombastic side eye.
I can just erase the tips of, I can erase some sensitive areas with this. But honestly, you can achieve the same effect with this rectangular Camlin eraser. This is for like 5 or 3 rupees. I have no idea. I have not bought an eraser in the last 6 years, so I don't know. But you can manage that with cutting off the edge like I have in a diagonal manner, and boom, you have an eraser which has a point. The third thing which you'll need is pencils. What I'm using are these two. This one is USA General's Charcoal Extra Soft, and this one is extremely costly. This is like 178 rupees for one pencil. This pencil is the most amazing pencil. The pigment on this pencil is extremely smooth. I can literally go on and on about this pencil. But if you want an alternate cheaper version, this pencil is the answer, because this is Camlin charcoal pencil and this is only for 30 rupees. This pencil comes in 3 levels: soft, medium and hard, and this one is the soft version, and this gives the same results as this one, except the pigment on this one is a little extra smooth. I mean, yeah, fair, because this is extra soft and this is just soft. But yeah, the earlier paintings which are displayed were made with this, and I'm going to be using this pencil to show that you can get the same results as a costly pencil. So the second set of pencils are normal HB pencils. These two are literally HB. This just has a thicker point, while this has a finer point, and they give the same results as normal HB pencils. These two are going to be used for mapping out where everything goes and for rough sketches, because charcoal is extremely difficult to erase unless you have that mechanical eraser thing. The next thing which you'll need are blending tools. Now, you need blending tools for creating smooth transitions from one shade to another, and you can use a blending stump or a Q-tip or even a tissue for that matter. You can even use a brush and take pigment off the pencil and then blend it. You can do whatever you're comfortable with and whatever is the best option for you. I use a blending stump for blending in tight corners, but I use the Q-tip for blending in a larger area. Both of them are extremely cheap. Q-tip, you can find it at your own house. This was actually given to me by a friend. Yes, this is necessary. The next thing which you'll be needing is a blade. Please be careful with the blade. Please be responsible while using this, and I'll thank you in advance for that. The reference photo is from my gorgeous best friend Malika, and she let me use one of her pictures for this tutorial, so I thank her for that. I've turned the original into a black and white version as it is easier for me to see the values, and that makes my life simple. So I'm going to show you the process of the sketch, how I see things and figure it out, and I hope that it helps you as well. Earlier, I used to make a circle for the face and draw the reference lines for the eyes, the nose, the lips, and then I used to map out the entire thing. Recently, I learned something new which I feel more beginner artists should know. So, first of all, map out the literal outline and then use straight lines over curves to figure out the face structure. And after this, draw your reference lines for the eyes, nose, and mouth, and your basics are already done. This method is a game changer and it has drastically improved my results. So as you can see here, I started drawing the basic sketch with straight outlines and then I started detailing. Holding a pencil way back from the gripping space helps in not putting too much pressure on the paper and can make erasing the rough sketch easier. After I sketch the reference lines for the face and more details, I'm going to dive right in to draw her nose. The nose being the mid part of the face helps me see if I made any structuring mistakes, so whether the jaw is too broad or the face is too thin, etc. As this is still the rough sketch phase, I can go back and correct whatever looks out of place to my eye. At this point of the drawing stage, it is important not to get discouraged. You might have to erase a huge part of the drawing or even would have to start all over again. But you have to keep in mind that this is a phase and things are going to get better. Be kind to yourself. Remember that you are your own worst critic and be patient. Now I've started using actual charcoal pencils and I start with the nose and using a blending tool I am loading some of the scraped pigment on it and adding values. I only use charcoal for the darkest darks and I usually use the blending tools to achieve realism. Now, I'm not saying that my method is superior or something, but having a base in drawing goes a long way. So, if you did not go to any art class, that's okay. There are a lot of art tutorials out there which teach basic drawing skills. And if you just like the blending and filling in color part but not the sketching part, that's fine too. You can easily trace a picture and start coloring it with charcoal. There is no shame in the ways we choose to increase our happiness if the outcome is beautiful. As I continued with the base sketch, my drawing was totally not giving. I was really starting to worry about whether it's going to look similar to the reference or not, but I stuck around and I was glad because things really started to look up when I started to use charcoal. Using a Q-tip to blur and blend large areas and a blending stamp to sharpen and blend smaller areas helps a lot. I kind of tried to sharpen one end of my blending tool and apparently we're not supposed to do that. So don't make my mistake and take care of your blending tool. Right now I'm using the USA General Charcoal Pencil and a Camlin pencil simultaneously to show you that they are literally the same. They have no difference and you can use any of them to get the same result. I feel like Camlin is a good way to start, and if you like sketching with charcoal, you can obviously explore more brands. You can invest in whatever is compatible to you and your art style. I use this pencil to show you how the extra soft quality of it helps in releasing more pigment on paper as compared to the soft one. The Camlin one was not so generous in releasing pigment, but you can use a charcoal stick for larger areas. A Camlin charcoal stick is available for 25 rupees, I believe, so here's an extra avenue for you to explore. While choosing a reference photo, I feel that a picture should have what I call the it factor. The it factor is basically it should pose just the right amount of challenge that you are motivated to overcome, but shouldn't also be so complicated or so easy that you become either overwhelmed by the challenge or understimulated by boredom. For me, this reference had the right amount of both, as the face was kind of difficult, but her dark coat made me feel that it wasn't as complicated, and hence I could finish what I started. I'm also leaving the areas which are the highlights white, as erasing it would be quite the job. Obviously, erasing the highlights in small dots is easy, but imagine trying to erase the intricate design on our clothes. You can actually do that with the battery powered eraser I mentioned, and doing it on a larger surface might help, but since I don't have both, my goal is to achieve the likeness of the reference. The aim of my drawings is not to portray the image exactly as it is. I want it to look like a sketch. I want it to have human imperfections. Otherwise, I would have just printed a photo. When you set goals for the results you expect, please be clear to yourself that you are a human being and not a Xerox machine. Don't be hard on yourself and focus on enjoying the process and learning something new. Thank you for watching till here, and I hope that this video was helpful in any way. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share this tutorial with your friends. Hope you have an inspired sketching session and a beautiful day ahead.